What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video we are going to finally start the transitioning process for this car. I know in the last video it was a lot of just talking, but that's all it was. It was just me talking about the steps that we were going to take for this car and what I wanted to happen by the end of winter. Well, now it's finally time to start that, and we're kind of starting off on a weird one. We're actually going to be starting with the exhaust. Excuse me. I am still waiting on parts. I'm just still staring at 2 Detroit axle boxes. I don't have anything else. We're still waiting on all that. But thankfully the exhaust came in. But it's not an actual exhaust, it's just more pieces. Here, I'll show you. So I ordered off of Summit Racing. Well, I'm going to set that over here because that has my address and stuff. I ordered off of Summit Racing. Okay, so there's a kit for this car, and there's numerous side exit exhaust kits, and the cheapest one was about $600 after shipping and tax and all that. Well, I was doing a little research and found out that I could build one for roughly like 250 bucks. So that's what this main goal is, to teach you guys how you can build a very cheap and inexpensive side exit exhaust kit for your V8 New Edge Mustangs. This should cost around $250 to $300, if that, and I guarantee you it will look just as good, it'll perform just as good, it'll sound just as good. There won't be any issues. Now what we did is, for this kit, I was trying to find a muffler that was a same side exit muffler like this. You know, a normal muffler comes in one side, and sometimes it comes out here or here or here, you know, and they move around. They're different shapes and sizes and all that. But see, the reason on these cars why we need a same side exit muffler is because how the car's exhaust layup works is the X pipe runs far back. It runs to like right here. And then, because you can't exactly just turn. I probably could just straight angle dump it out, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have a muffler on this thing. These things are supposed to sound really good, actually. I'm getting off track a little bit, though. So we have to have a same side exit exhaust or muffler, because we're going to have the pipe to route back out and forward, because if not, we'd have it dumping out at the end, like behind the tire, and I think that looks a little goofy. So we're going to stick with it going out here. Now, back on the muffler part, the reason I chose, by the way, all these parts will be linked in the description below, but the reason I chose the Dynomax same side exit muffler is because, one, this was the cheapest. This was like $75, and the next one, there's only like 3 brands that I could find that made these kind of mufflers. One was Dynomax, one was Flowmaster, and one was MagnaFlow. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, Flowmaster and MagnaFlow are very good brands, but their mufflers were a lot more expensive. It would have been $300 alone if I were to order 2 mufflers from Flowmaster, or even, it would have been more for MagnaFlow. So that's why I went with the Dynomax ones. Plus, the sound on these things is actually supposed to be pretty good. I listened to some exhaust clips, not of this exact engine, but of like similar Ford V8s, and it sounds very good. And to even add to all that, this one was the only muffler that came with welded on mounting bracket. So that's going to come in huge handy. That way we won't have to weld. That way it will just be like a simple bolt-on install. We'll probably have to go get a kit from AutoZone, you know, one of them like make your own hanger kind of kits. We're going to probably have to do that for both sides because there's the pre-existing hangers. And then other than that, we shouldn't have an issue with holding this thing up. Now, for the actual pipe itself that's going to mount to our X pipe, we went with a Pypes pipe kit, pretty much. It's just the extension pipes, and then you can cut it and weld it and hook it onto whatever you want. Now, the issue that I didn't quite realize was that this piping has a flare end, whereas down there it's flat. It's gasketed. Supposed to gasket together. So that's going to be just a little bit of an issue. But when we take it off, we will map it out and look at it. It might hopefully it's not too big. I don't think it would be too big. If need be, I'll just have to return that box and then figure something else out. I know I'm talking a lot, so that's why I'm gonna wrap this up pretty quick and we're actually gonna get started on installing. But of course, we can't forget the best thing is that they sent me stickers. So I still haven't figured out what I want to do with all of those stickers yet. I don't know. I got to figure something out. I'm not really sure what I want to do with all of them yet. And I think there's one in this box too. So we got 2 stickers. Except, you know, Summit didn't send me any and I didn't get anything from Pypes. So it is what it is, I guess, you know. We win some, we lose some. But all right, guys, enough of me talking. Let's get this exhaust off and then we will figure out how we're going to be mounting up our pipes. Okay, so while we're under here, I'm going to show you another reason why I wanted to replace this exhaust. I was going to put a new exhaust on this either way, but this is just a prime example. I don't know how well you guys can see this. Yeah, there we go, the flex tubing. So when I bought this car, for some reason, the guy that owned it before me cut the muffler, like right here, as it just started to go up. And yeah, it sounded like stupid loud, but the thing is, it was leaking carbon monoxide into the cabin, and I was literally just breathing in pure gas. Like every time I did anything, it was just pure gas right into the cabin. Windows down, windows up, didn't matter. So that's another reason why this has to go, is because it's kind of held on by a coat hanger. A coat, like a, yeah, coat hanger wire. This one's in here solid. This one's, let me get up. This one, there we go. This one's fine, but the flex tubing on this side has rotted or broken off. So, I mean, you could probably see, yeah, how it's just not even hooked on. The pipes is kind of sitting there for looks. So we're gonna have to pull these pipes out, get everything out of the way. I'm gonna fight with that. There's no good angle to record that. So the next clip you see is just gonna be of the exhaust laying out, and I'll show in further where they cut it and why we had to use the flex tubing and why we couldn't just weld it back on. So, but enough of me talking. I'm gonna get this exhaust out and I'll see you guys in a second. So after fighting with it for a bit, I finally got the exhaust off. Here's what I was talking about on both sides. How you have this like the flex tubing. I did this, I put this on there because the cuts that's on this pipe and this pipe, they're not even, so there's no way I could have welded it. I mean, and they're even mismatched lengths too. You can see how this one really comes down. Like, you see how that's standing up on its own, but that one's not. You know, they were cut at different lengths, and so that was another reason why it would have been difficult to weld it. The pipes, I mean, I had to like trim the exhaust tips to make them even. I mean, there was this, it was just enough to make it work, make it look good, and make it so the exhaust that came out, and also so we wouldn't have carbon monoxide riding up and into the cab. Well, I was wrong, but I was right. This is flat. It's not flanged like this. It is flat. So what we're gonna have to do is, I don't want to reuse this pipe because, as you can see, it's been used and abused before. Awful welding job, if you ask me, but it's been used and abused. And so what we're going to do is actually take this piece and we're going to slide the piping on, or slide this flange piece on like this, except we're going to cut off most of this lip right here in order for it to seat closer so we can have it just about as flush as possible. I'm going to leave a little bit because I'm going to crunch it. You know, I'm going to probably just run the bolts with the impact and allow it to kind of crunch together. And then I have what's left of, well, the other gasket's under the car. But like, see, we made our own gasket when we put this exhaust back on, because it wasn't quite sitting right. So I mean, literally these bolts were loose. Like, my exhaust wasn't even running out the car. It was practically dumping out the middle. So that's why we had to make a new gasket and retighten the bolts. But I'm rambling here a little bit. So pretty much what the plan is I'm going to take these pipes. Oh, also, real quick, underneath the car here, it's hard to see, but the driver's side pipe comes out to here, whereas the passenger like comes out to here. So on the Pypes kit, it gives us 2 different lengths. This one is the shorter one, And then here. Yeah, see, this one's a shorter one. So this one's gonna be on the driver's side or passenger side. This one's gonna be on the driver's side. The driver's side one is shorter than the passenger side. So like over here on this. But pretty much we're gonna have to size these up and cut them. Make sure that the mufflers end on just about an equal length. We're gonna have to mock them up one by one to these. And then from there we can test fit it on the car and see if it'll actually hang and if it seats properly. So it is the next day. I was able to run to the store and get these clamps and get these 90-degree angle bends, but I still think I'm going to have to do some more or get more bends. I was able to cut the piping a little bit, and I have the muffler in place now and the pipe at the right length. I don't have everything tightened down. I just have it kind of sitting there, retrofitting it. Now what I will be doing is where did I put it? Oh, right here. So these are universal exhaust hangers. You can buy them at any auto parts store for relatively cheap. And what I'm going to be doing is, well, I haven't found an auto parts store that has these in stock, but I'm actually going to be using these old rubber pieces to hang our new muffler. So, you know, on the back of our muffler here, we have this hole, and I'm gonna just get like a simple like nut and bolt that's gonna go through the bottom loop, and then the top loop is gonna go through the pieces that are mounted on the car to hang your exhaust that like go through these rubber hangers. So that's how we're gonna keep our muffler from holding onto the car. And then as for the pipes coming out, I'm still working out how we're gonna do that. I could easily go get a pipe custom bent and not worry about it. But the thing is, I'm trying to make this as, you know, do it yourself as possible. And not everybody has access to a exhaust tube bender or anything like that. So I'm trying my best to make this as like a user friendly as anybody would be able to do it. You know, and like these bends, like you can buy these at any auto parts store. The clamps you can. I'm probably gonna eventually get it welded. For the meantime, I'm going to be clamping a lot of this together. But I think what I'm going to have to do is get another 45-degree angle, because this part goes in the muffler like that, and then it sticks straight out, and it would stick like right here. And I kind of want it back here. Even if like the tip was underneath the car still, I think that would look pretty cool. So I'm going to finish hanging this muffler and getting everything fit. Then I might run to the store and get some 45-degree angles, and we will test and see where that sits. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. All right, this video has been jumping around a lot, so I'm actually going to make a part 2 to this. One, because I'm waiting on a few things to come in involving this exhaust, but pretty much we have it down. I finally have it down to a list, and that list is going to be in the description of exactly what you need to make this. And in the next video, which will be next week, hopefully, I'll show you exactly how to lay this out, because right now this is the passenger side. The driver's side's in there, but if you notice, where's my flashlight? Bruh. Okay, well, I think my car ate my flashlight. I don't know where it is. I'll just show you. So, see right there's a pipe. And what I had to do is, I mentioned in the last clip getting a 45-degree angle. Well, now I have that 45-degree angle on, and it is hanging a little low right now, but it's still not clearing. So what I actually had to go do is get some 2.5-inch pipe. And now obviously this is way too long. I'd cut this, but that will be more than enough to run the pipe out. And then from there, we can put on our very expensive exhaust tips. I will show you guys when they come in. They're actually really, really cool. It'll really add a nice touch to the car, and it'll be cool. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but all I know is that you guys will enjoy it. Even though we're not actually fully assembling our exhaust and hearing it and, you know, seeing it in action in this video, I'm going to give you the complete shopping list of what you need in order to build this kit yourself. So that way, while part 2 is coming, If you guys want to order the parts, you can, or, you know, if you guys have a better way of doing it, you know, go ahead, do it. I'm just gonna give you the rundown of what I've had to get, so that way you can make something like this. Numerous websites sell it, but I ordered off of Summit. Your pipes, catback pipes, pretty much. Link, like I said, link for all of this stuff will be in the description. So you're gonna need your pipes. Your pipes. You're gonna need your Dynomax same side exit super turbo mufflers, 2 of them, and make sure it's the one with the mounting bracket on. I don't believe there's one without it, but just to be safe. You are going to need 2 it's called a hang it all kit. I found them today. They do sell them in stores still, where it comes with this strip. You're going to need 2 hang it all kits, unless you have a better method of hanging it. You know, like I said, if you guys know a better method of doing anything that I'm doing, please let me know in the comments. Like, please, I will gladly include it in next video. You're going to need, from your local auto parts store, a 90-degree bend, a 45-degree bend, and then a straight. All of this is 2.5-inch pipe. This is 2.5, this is 2.5, this is 2.5, 2.5, the 45 is 2.5, and that's 2.5. For me, I didn't have to worry about this, but you guys might need to get some gaskets. You can either get like a strip of this gasket paper stuff, where the one side's like a metally, the other side's a thick paper. You guys are probably gonna need a gasket unless the ending of your pipes matches up with that the flare. Then you don't got to worry about a gasket. You're good. But in my case, I have to. Not everybody will need this, but on the bolts, the nut and bolt that was on my car to attach the X pipe to my mufflers, the washers are a little coned out, little dished, so I had to get new washers. And then last but not least, I think I've got everything covered. Like I said, a tire list will be in the description. Is you're going to need a nut and bolt. I went to just my Tractor Supply. If you guys have any hardware store, just go and get a simple nut and bolt. The size, the thread, that doesn't matter. Just as long as you can fit it in, and it'll hold and it'll work. And you'll need a bunch of 2.5-inch exhaust clamps. But other than that, that should be everything you need. All right, though. That's going to wrap it up for tonight's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Numbers are going great. We're at 157, 158, right around there. I don't know. I'd have to look. I believe it's 158. But either way, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, in the next video, we're going to hear what this exactly sounds like. We're going to finally fit it up, and everything's going to be, be installed, put into place, and it's going to look good. Just trust me on that. It's going to look good, and it's really going to pop on not just this new Edge Mustang, but on any new Edge Mustang. If you guys want to follow this and add some unique, not only a unique sound, but unique look to it, I definitely recommend doing this. It saves you a lot of money versus buying a kit. And it's cool just because it adds the feature of like, yeah, I built this. I did it myself. It adds the ingenuity to it, the creativity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends. Help me grow NYAcars into something amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good night.